Hi guys, and welcome to the third video in my beauty icons series. So today I'm going to be doing a Grace Kelly inspired tutorial for you, and I'm going to be basing it off of her character Lisa Fremont in Rear Window. I think the makeup that she's wearing in this movie is kind of stereotypical for Grace Kelly, and it's the kind of makeup that she wore in her personal life as well. It's actually really similar to my Audrey Hepburn tutorial, but with a red lip. There's a few little details that are slightly different, but it's still very soft. It's a very wearable way to wear a red lip. It's not at all pin-up. There's no black liner or anything like that. So if you want to see how to get the look, then keep watching. And the foundation I'm going to be using today is the Revlon Colourstay in the colour Ivory, so it's 110. I think that's the lightest one. And I'm mixing a few drops of Benefit's High Beam through it. In my last video I said how I could never get the hang of High Beam and it always caked on me. I can never get it to like place properly on top of foundation. That kind of reminded me to get it out and try it again, and instead of putting it on top of the foundation, I've been mixing it into the foundation and I love it. It's really nice. So if you have a bottle of High Beam lurking in your makeup collection that you just couldn't get it to work, I highly recommend trying to mix it into your foundation and see what happens. Of course, mixing products into your foundation like that, it does change the texture. So I find the Colourstay doesn't last quite as long because you've kind of diluted it with something else, and it will change the colour a little bit too, so just to be aware of that. And for concealer I'm going to use MAC's Prolongwear in NC15. Also use that under my eyes. Grace is actually quite highlighted underneath the eyes, so I'm going to take a little bit of Benefit's Eye Bright and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. So I just kind of have a big ow! Oh, I just hit my funny bone! Ow! Okay. So I just have a pool of it on the back of my hand like that, and I'm going to take my concealer brush again, or the brush I was using for concealer, it's the Sigma E40, and just on the very inside corner, just buff it over the concealer. Just a tiny bit on that very outside corner there. You can see it just adds that extra bit of brightness under the eyes. I'm going to line my waterline now so that the products I put on have a few minutes to kind of warm up and melt in a little bit so they don't look quite so harsh. In the photos I'm looking at, now it could just be the lighting, but it does look like Grace has got a little bit of a very pale blue eyeliner in her waterline, and that's helping to make her eyes look that bit brighter, and also the blue in her eyes to come out a little bit more. So I don't actually have a pale blue eyeliner, so what I have done is taken a little bit of my MAC Fascinating Eye Kohl, which is white, any white eye pencil, and also this guy, which is one of the MAC chromographic pencils in High Def Cyan, which is a really bright kind of turquoisey cyan colour. And I have mixed them on the back of my hand now. It's probably just going to come up white on the screen, but it's just like a really pale powdery blue. And just using an angle brush, I'm just going to press it into the waterline. So now I'm going to move on to my brows. I'm just going to brush them up with a spoolie first. And then taking MAC's Omega Eyeshadow and a 266 angle brush, also by MAC, I'm just going to start filling in the kind of body of my brow. And I have the brush, you can see the brush is pointed up, and I'm just flicking up. Then taking Lingering Brow Pencil by MAC, I'm going to go back in, intensify the colour a little bit, and just kind of add texture just by putting little strokes through. And then finally going into Mystery Eyeshadow and the same angle brush. Again, this is just really to add texture, especially at the end of the brow where I don't have hair so much, so just to give the illusion of hair there. I'll just do the other one and be right back. So brows are done, I'm gonna move on to my eyes. The first thing I'm gonna do is just prime them with Painterly Paint Pot by MAC, and I'm just gonna pop that on with my finger. Next, I'm gonna take Mylar Eyeshadow by MAC on a 224 brush and just use that kind of as my base color. Make sure I get it up on the brow bone so that acts as our highlight. Next, I'm going to take some of MAC's Constructivist Paint Pot and a Coastal Scents Angle Brush, and I'm just going to start by buffing that in the lash line. Then I'm taking a Sigma brush that I am not sure of the number, but I will have it in the description box down below, and just smudge it. It's the same as the MAC 239. Go back over it again. And smudge. Next I'm going to go back into Omega Eyeshadow and the angle brush that I used for my brows. And I'm going to press Omega into the lash line on my lower lash line. And then just blend that out. Any kind of clean brush. In my case, I'm just using whatever brushes I can that are clean. Any kind of fluffy brush. And that's pretty much it in terms of eyeshadow. Her eyes are very, very, very simple. There's nothing difficult in them at all. All I'm going to do now is just put on lots and lots of mascara. I'm not even going to do fake lashes because it really doesn't look like that she is wearing fake lashes. This is my Loreal Voluminous mascara. I'm going to try and keep the lashes. I want them to be built up, but I still want them to look fluffy. So in between layers of mascara, I'm just going to comb them through with my spoolie, so that just keeps all the lashes very, very separated. And when you're combing it out, you're kind of spinning the spoolie, so you're twisting it away from the eye. Actually, I'm twisting it. Yeah, away from the eye. So that's the eyes finished. So I did 2 layers of mascara, top and bottom, and I combed through my lashes with a spoolie in between each layer. So now I'm going to set my foundation with powder, and today I'm using the MAC Studio Fix powder in the colour NC20, which is a tad bit yellow for my skin, but I want to actually give my skin a little bit of a more golden undertone, which is kind of closer to Grace's natural skin tone. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to take it down to my neck though, so that everything matches. Now to do a little bit of contouring, I'm going to use MAC's Harmony blush. And then for blush, I'm going to use Cubic by MAC. I'm going to try and keep the blush very subtle, well, as subtle as I can. I'm a big fan of the blush, you probably all know at this stage. Just because we're doing a very like bright corally red lip, so you just don't want there to be too much other colour on the face. Now onto probably the most important part of the makeup, the lips. So I'm going to line my lips and also fill them in with a lip liner, and I am using Chicory by MAC, which is a really, really kind of orangey brown toned red. It's definitely more on the orangey brown side than it is on the red side. I'm going to be putting a more red toned lipstick over the top though. Her lips, definitely an orange red, so if you're not using this, if you're looking out for a red that's like Grace Kelly, make sure you've got that coral kind of orange base. It's definitely not a pink red. So that's chicory on all over. Now I'm gonna go over it with some lipstick, and I'm gonna use an Inglot one, and it's one of these guys. It's one of the ones from the Freedom palette, and Inglot, seriously, you need to figure out a better way of putting these in the palettes. It is impossible to get these things out. So I'm gonna have to get a spatula and try and like flip it out so I can tell you what color it is. So it is one of the Freedom System lipsticks in the color 37, which you're not gonna be able to see, so I don't know why I'm showing you that. I'm not going to put it on very heavy. I just want to like the chicory lip liner look a little bit more red. And Grace definitely has some kind of gloss or glossy finished lipstick on, so I'm going to top this with some of the MAC just clear lip gloss, which is my nemesis in makeup. I hate this stuff. So sticky, but it looks good. And again, just not taking it to the very, very edge because I've slightly overdrawn my lips, so just not to highlight that fact. So there you go, that is my finished Grace Kelly tutorial. I tried to do like the Grace Kelly like kind of pulled back bouffanty hair and it looked ridiculous. So yeah, I don't really have Grace Kelly hair. In fact, I don't really look like Grace Kelly at all, but the makeup is Grace Kelly. It's that red lip, but it doesn't look like a pin-up look because you don't have the flicked out black liner. It's a lot softer, a lot easier to do. Very, very, very wearable. Really nice way to wear a red lip. And you don't have to have it as a glossy lip if you don't want your lips to be so much of a focus. You know, if you had a more satin or matte finish lip, then they'd kind of sit back into the makeup a little bit more. They wouldn't stand out so much. But anyway, I hope you liked it. So if you did enjoy the video, subscribe! And you should definitely subscribe because if you didn't know, my Beauty Icon series is a weekly series ongoing, and I will be doing a video every Wednesday. I'll be uploading a video every Wednesday. Next Wednesday I'm going to be doing Marilyn Monroe. She was the most requested look, so really I should have done her this week, but I've just ordered a wig on eBay, so I figured if I'm going to do Marilyn, I'm going to do it right. So I'm still waiting on my wig to get here, so that's why I did Grace Kelly today. As always, there will be more pictures of the finished look on my blog, and I'll also post a picture of the makeup, of Grace's makeup, like the image that I was using for inspiration. All of my social media links in the description box, as well as all of the products I use today. I always list them in the description box, so if you're ever wondering if I don't mention the name of a brush or something, chances are it's in the description box. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you very soon. Bye!